Now we go into news that will make you wonder, are we in the end times? Possibly, could we be in the end times? Actually, honestly, I don't know how many more, like, final form head or Jesus headlines we have because it's just becoming all of the headlines pretty much. Pretty much is like, well, could this be considered normal news or final form Jesus? Some days it's like, I don't know, flip a coin. But here you go. We have the stories of what in the Walmart rapture is going on here.
The G-Keep Grove, thou glowing shrine of thirst traps, scams, and dollar signs. We chant in tones both grim and low, for virtue fled a long time ago. Kyrie eleison, Christe descendat, final form Jesus return in wrath. With six-pack glistening, sword in hand, he cometh swift to cleanse the land.
Well, there is a fungus among us, and it starts with love. I really don't think that The Last of Us 2 started this way or even The Last of Us 1, but it would make both of them more hysterically awkward. Well, this STI or STF, I guess, sexually transmitted fungus is causing ringworm in some very unfortunate places. Oh my gosh, imagine if you got a ringworm around your back door and then it looks like a bullseye. I'm not mature enough for this story, nor did I ever pretend to be. Well, VD for Valentine's Day, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and RSVP no to that. I got Mr. Mo Legos, or as Baker would say, Lego. Although there are many Legos in there, so I still say that the multiple for Lego is Legos. I still think the multiple for moose should be Mises or Mooses, but no one listens to me. In case you need a reason to stay celibate this weekend, there's a sexually transmitted fungus that's apparently, well, leaving its mark. Experts say that the public should be made aware of the nation's largest known outbreak of Trichophyton mentaagrophytis genotype 7. Now, known as TM7, the nasty fungus is the only known fungal transmitted by the Smexy times. Cases of this particular fungus have been on the rise in Europe for the last several years, especially among men who, well, fancy other men. In 2024, a New York City man became the first reported U.S. case of this fungus, which seems to have an icky itch and has now made its way to the Midwest. Well, they always say we're a couple of years behind Paris. Since the STI was detected in Minnesota in July, the state has now reported 13 confirmed and 27 suspected cases of this fungus among us. Now, symptoms of this fungus are very similar to, ringworm, mainly an itchy, round, scaly patch on the skin. Highly inflammatory lesions and abscesses may also be seen. Now, it is a fungus, not a worm, so do not go to your doctor if you have a rash that doesn't go away. Now, researchers do caution that while this is closely related to ringworm, it doesn't look exactly like the classical, circular kind of patch of ringworm and could be confused with eczema. Look, if you have eczema really close to your schmeckle, I'd get it checked out if I were you. Now, patients concerned that they might have a rash consistent with this fungus, particularly if they've had recent contact with others with a rash, should visit an STI clinic for evaluation and treatment. The overall risk to the public is low, but men who fancy other men or persons using anonymous apps with people with previous histories of infections, don't be hotastic. Now, to prevent this from spreading, just don't do this. Now, it is treatable with oral antifungals, and early intervention can reduce the risk of, the rash spreading and everything else. Now, cases often do require 3 months to clear up the infection. Yes, fungus is a little harder for our body to deal with, so it will take longer. Now, avoid skin to skin contact, cover rashes with bandages, and don't share clothing. Now, if you have the fungus of love, just wash your hands. The Minnesota Department of Health advises anyone with scaly coin rashes on their buttocks, genitals, or extremity, trunk, or face to seek medical attention and alert their sexual partners. Um, yeah, if it's itching and burning, just yeah, go to a doctor. Look, I am not a doctorologist. I'm fairly terrified about this, but okay. Well, in news that honestly didn't need to be a headline, but I mean, who'd have thunk it? Disney lost a staggering 9 figures, with its Snow White movie. Hmm, who'd have thought? Disney's live action Snow White reportedly flopped. The rebrand live action cost the company a staggering $170 million. With a face like Lord Farquaad, constipated? How could this movie lose money? You took a really beautiful retro hairstyle and this is what you made? Also, what in y'all see, this is why I haven't started a pop culture channel because can you imagine if I actually had to go see this without the aid of a gummy? Also, that I'd have to leave my house. But I am thinking about it again when I get, all of the all of my squirrels in a row. Now I doubt it. Now, God, the face that lost launched a million memes. Because when I think of Snow White, I think of resting bitch face at a DMV. I'm like, "Oh, this Snow White has obviously been broken up with by the prince and no longer cares about life, and even her cats hate her." Yeah, she inspires, lovely feelings. Oh, and the sad thing is that she has a passable voice. Now, I want to send a PSA out there. I know you guys didn't listen to Ricky Gervais, so you're probably not gonna listen to me, and thank you, tiny baby Jesus, my hair dye is coming in because this is annoying the heck out of me. I know you guys probably can't tell, but I'm like, "My blonde roots will be destroyed." Anywho, dear Hollywood, dear actors and actresses, singers, songwriters, comedians, the lot of you, we get it. You have opinions, but like buttholes, so do the rest of us. What we'd really like to do is for you to take us out of current dime, day, or whatever. You are supposed to be about stop, hammer time, escapism. You know what we don't want to think about when we're escaping from our current time? It's current dayisms. It's things being a clunky, ham fisted allegory for migration. No, thank you. No, what we want to see is Rambo. We want to see Total Recall. We want to see something that completely shows us that maybe the world around us isn't actually the world around us for 2 hours. Just, that's what we want. We want to listen to Jolene and not worry about what Dolly Parton thinks about fracking. At least I don't. So could you kindly take whatever hot takes you have and store them to your friends who care about you, your family who cares about you, but keep them to yourselves because no one cares. Could you do that? I know it's impossible. I know I've just asked for a lot, but there you go. Now, in our final What in the Walmart Rapture, this looks like a crime scene from Sesame Street. An art student stuffed the world's largest sock monkey in Britain. I mean, it looks like he got into a fight with Godzilla and he's a sock puppet, so of course he died. It, it looks so sad. You just want to help it. I don't know why. A student at Scotland's Glasgow School of Art used nearly 200 feet of corduroy fabric to create the world's largest sock monkey sculpture, as you do. I'm sure her parents are really happy with the amount of debt that she's gotten into to make a sock monkey. You're so proud of your kid. They graduated high school. They're like, "Mom, Dad, I'm gonna go to university." And you're like, "I'm so proud of you. You're gonna be our first kid to graduate university." And then they said, "We've done my senior project." And I'm like, "Oh, a dissertation, like a really cool sculpture?" I made a sock monkey, the biggest one that has ever been. Great. You know what? That was great, Autumn. $48,000 billion. I feel vindicated. Now, Amelia Evans Mutton, 22, said she started her work on the massive plushie as a passion project for her degree show and only later realized it might be the largest in the world. My dad pointed out it was probably the largest sock monkey in the world and encouraged me to contact Guinness World Records. The sculpture, which was stuffed with 40 straw bales, measured 49 feet and 6 inches long. But chink, which 6 inches? Uh, a large part of my sculpture practice is focused on scale, making my adult audience feel small again in comparison to such a big object to encourage and perhaps reveal the repressed childlike fascination that exists with us all. The sock muppet or sock monkey also had massive buttons for eyes. I repurposed and recycled scaffolding board into giant buttons for the eyes. They were about 5 feet wide. The sock monkey was introduced to the public at Field Maneuvers Festival in Norfolk, England, and visitors were encouraged to interact with the massive toy. This is just weird. I I mean, I like it. I just don't understand how this like, look, y'all, I love my job, but I can understand why, it's not like, I'm not a first responder. If I stopped doing streams in the morning, like, y'all would be sad and I would be sad, but, the lights are still gonna keep going on. I don't like, art should make you happy. I shouldn't have to think about it or wonder, "How in the hell did I not think about duct taping a banana up to talk about the pretentiousness of art?" Now, to be fair, I love Sailor Moon stuff, so Tacky and I get